We stopped at Sotāpanna yesterday. Now we are going to look at the two other sikhas. One is Sakadagami and one is Anagami. Okay, so now I think you should be clear on Sotāpanna. Shouldn't have this question whether you are not, or how or what not. So should be very easy for you or for anyone. The reason being that if I am not a Sotāpanna, I can't do the remaining things. It's out of question. That means Indriya Samvara cannot be done. The first drawback of not being a Sotāpanna is you can understand what is being said as Indriya Samvara or guarding the sense doors, but the practice itself will not happen. Let's take some examples. Let's say I don't know I'm Sotāpanna or not, or I don't care. There are some people who feel I don't care. That's even more worse, because you should care. The reason why I'm saying that you should care is, let's say I go to a retreat, some retreat. It works because all the people are doing the same thing. So it seems to be working. And it's very nice, because the moment you stop talking, 4 things cannot be done. 1, you can't lie, you can't slander, you can't use harsh speech, you can't talk nonsense. This 4 is done. So it would seem as though you are in Indriya Samvara. Second, you are not supposed to see anyone or anything, and you have to lower your gaze. Okay, I'll do that. That means I don't have to worry about anything. Right? The food is getting prepared by someone. They're going to give me food. There are volunteers who are serving, which is very good. So basically, I don't have abhijja, vyapada, all of that. So what happens? I'm not seeing anything, obviously, and I'm not hearing anything. So what all that I'm hearing is only the discourses on Dhamma and this and that. But most of the time, I'm just watching the breath or watching sensation or something related to that. So it would seem as though my Indriya is in control. So there are a lot of, what we can say, experiences that come, which once I leave that place will never come. Because of 2 reasons. 1 reason, I don't know I'm a Sotāpanna. 2, I don't have Indriya Samvara. So the artificial created environment will not work. So the only thing I need to do now is to go back to retreat. That's the only option left. So basically, it becomes an habitual tendency of mine to book a retreat every 3 months or 6 months once, because that experience I can't get anywhere. So what should I do? I will want to have a retreat. So this becomes a raga, actually. It's colored. It's completely colored. And if I don't get it, it gets into dvesha. So let's say I apply for leaves at my organization and they say, you can't, you just now came back, I can't give you. Or my family is not allowing me to go. Just see this fun. There's so much of restlessness, so much of anxiety, so much of worry. And I fight, which means I'm using violence, which is vihimsa. So all that what Buddha says, I'm doing exactly the opposite side of it. So it is imperative for me to know that I am a Sotāpanna. Because with that, I can do this next exercise anywhere. So that drops this craving or grasping onto a retreat. So what I should see for myself is if I've done one or two retreats, I should see the pattern. If I can't get anywhere else, meaning once I come home, stays for a few weeks, and then it's gone back to how it was. And my family members who are looking at me and they get to see that there's no difference between my previous and this one, it means it is michcha dhammo. It's illusory. Okay. So what's the alternative to this? There's only one alternative. To know that you're a Sotāpanna. That's the only alternative. There's absolutely no other alternative except for knowing it for yourself. Not about asking someone, not about inquiring someone, not about asking a bhante or somebody else, or not about asking a teacher. Am I a Sotāpanna? And he says, no, you just do what we have told you to do. No, that is not going to work. Because that one, if I push somebody tomorrow, in fact, tomorrow we are starting retreat here. And these ladies who are coming from so many places, were to be told, no, don't worry about it. You are making them worried, or I am making them worried. Because they have not come here for fun. They have come here to know what they should do to escape the suffering. And I'm saying, don't worry about it. What do you mean I shouldn't be worrying? I should be worrying. In fact, that should be my strongest worry. I'm here only for that reason. I'm not here to have fun. So the 10-day retreat or a 20-day retreat or even 100-day retreat or even a 1,000-day retreat should be no fun. It's about completing the suffering, removing the suffering. So I need to know that I am a Sotāpanna. I'm again repeating this. That's the initial first step. It's like going to a school and you know you're in the school. I can't pretend saying that, I don't care. I don't want to know. No, these are not the right mental attitude. Because the next steps are not going to be there. Never it's going to happen. And hence we are stuck, or rather, I'm stuck now. Because neither I'm a Sotāpanna, I don't know. And the next step is Indriya Samvara. Sila is over. Agreed. What next? That's it. There ends the game. It ended with Sila. But the next step is Indriya Samvara. How do I do it? I don't know. And who is going to teach me? I don't know either. So I will end up being in the retreat because there automatically it is happening. I don't have to do an Indriya Samvara specifically. It happens. And I don't know how it happens. But if I know it, how it happens, can't I now do it at home? Yes, but you shouldn't be seeing anyone. How can that be possible? You shouldn't be hearing anyone. How can that be possible? You shouldn't be smelling anything. How can that be possible? You shouldn't be touching. You shouldn't be tasting. This is impossible. Why? Because in the retreat, when I go, when these people they are here, the environment is totally different. It's completely different. So obviously it will work. They have left that environment. So shouldn't it work? It will work. I don't have to teach them Indriya Samvara at all because they are not seeing, their home or whatever it is. They are not hearing liked and disliked people. They are not tasting something else. They are not touching something else. They are not smelling something else. So it's fine. Let's say we have that meditation center and we sit there from morning till night. Take 5 minutes break or 10 minutes break every hour and then again sit. Again take 10 minutes break, again sit. Again take 10 minutes break, again sit. What happens? The mind is either it fights for going out or it submits. And when it submits, the experience starts to follow because I am watching the body. So the sensation which appears on the body is my object. So the mind ultimately learns to enjoy the sensation because it has some work to do. It starts to look at the sensation. Itching sensation, this is itching. Throbbing sensation, this is throbbing. Pulsating sensation is pulsating. Heat sensation, heat, cold, like that, it starts to observe. So the boredom is gone. But when I come out of it, how can I see the sensations now? What sensation? Now I can say, look, when something comes, it appears on the body. So then it means that two things. One thing is something has come. Second thing is that appears on the body. So there are actually two things. So first thing I need to know something has come. That itself is sufficient. But I am asking you to look at in the body also. So that distraction is going to be there. So it doesn't work. And what do I do? Nothing. So imperative is Sotāpanna. That's it. Now we come to the next section. Assuming that the people who are hearing are already Sotāpanna. Whether they have declared it, they have not declared it, is their personal choice. But they know that they are Sotāpanna. If not, the next sections are not for them. They're just for, I don't know for whom it is, but I will say. Now the next thing, what is going to happen after Sotāpanna stage is that the changes what has happened in the Sotāpanna starts to grow. As in, how did I become a Sotāpanna? If that were a question to me, is that because of the Sila. Now, what happened in Sila? We already covered it, but it's good to know what really happened. Is that the things which were not working started to work because the mind gave up some tendencies which it had, like a habit pattern. It's actually habit pattern only, and it's called gati in Pali. You create an habit. And gati is what destiny is also. So you destine yourself to be something. So now when I left this by following the precept, what I saw for myself is I can now watch what is happening. It gave me an ability to be an observer. That means the mind itself starts observing itself. Not that I'm doing anything special. Now, how does this get pronounced? How do I know? Here, the person sits comfortably, not on a cushion or a chair or anywhere. It doesn't matter where he's sitting or where she's sitting. Just sit or stand or walk or lie down. 4 postures. Anytime, anywhere, any season, any condition. when he sits or stands or walks or lies down, there is watching of the breath. If no objects are coming, the mind takes the breath as an object, because all along it was seeing outside: sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, and thoughts. It was going around like that. With sila intact, adi samadhi. So he says adi sila, adi chitta, and adi panya. So now we are coming to the second part of it, which is adi chitta. Okay. This is where samadhi is going to happen. That concludes as a Anagami. And adipanya is when the person is an arhat. Now adi sila has happened. That means when he sees an object coming on the sense door, he notices the vijnana coming out there. Let's say I am watching Bobby. It's a vijnana which has come through the eyes. I know Bobby is a symbol. There's no Bobby sitting there, actually. It's just a body consisting of 4 elements. So when there is no Bobby, can I experience Bobby? The answer is no. Only when the Bobby is there, and then only I can experience Bobby. That means chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajati chakku vinyanam. That means without the vinyana, without the chakku, without the rupa, there can't be any experience. It's not I'm watching just a body. I'm watching, or I'm witnessing, or I'm seeing Bobby there. And I know that is moha. Out of my previous experience, when I had my Sotāpanna experience, I removed that moha. I was out of moha. So the mind has registered an emptiness of ragadvesha moha, which is nibbana. So it is known that this is nibbana. So when it encounters Bobby, it becomes a burden, because it knows. And that's the reason Buddha says vijnana is something which knows. So it knows both sides. It knows Bobby, it also knows there is no Bobby. Both are there. Like another example, if I take Shenial and no Shenial. Now, he's not coming online regularly. So if I'm attached to Shenial, then that's the worst thing I can have. Because now I'm going to be remembering him every moment, every moment, every moment. And then that creates what? Restlessness. Obviously. Then it creates what? Emotions. It starts creating something or the other, because now I want Shenial. Bobby is there, but still I require Shenial. Now, how did Shenial come to be? Chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajakuvinyanam. No. Manancha paticcha dhammecha upajati manovinyanam. In the mind came Shenial. Now, in the eyes came Bobby, but in the mind came Shenial. So what does it do? Adichitta will cut it. But if not adichitta, it goes back to the time I met Shenial. So all those snapshots are going to come, which makes no sense. That's possession. Now the mind is possessed, but that's called Paṭigha in Pali, possessed. It's possession. Now I see 8 Dhammas arising, one after the other. Being with Shaniel or being with Bobby is profitable. Not being with Bobby, not being with Shaniel is not profitable. Because that is related to Sukha and Dukkha. So now I can see if I'm with Bobby and Shaniel, I feel what? Pleasure, pleasant. Not being there is unpleasant. Now I have a doubt. What is the doubt? Whether they still like me or not. So, Ninda Pasamsa, Yashas Ayashas, these are the two things which I'm going to hold on to. So, let's say they keep on appreciating me as long as the consciousness knows that it is appreciation. How? Through ears. Sotancha Paṭigha Saddecha Upajjati Sota Viññānam. In the Sota Viññāna, I get Bobby appreciating me. And I get Shaniel appreciating me. On the same token, somebody else is depreciating me. Say that is, don't know what he's talking. Okay. So both are the same, but I would lean towards Bobby and Shaniel and not lean towards this person. After a while, Bobby also stops coming, let's say. Then what happens? Now at least he's here. Now I'm going to give him a call. What happened? He says, Vilasji, I'm doing something, no problem, I'll come. But you have explained me so much that I don't have to come. But if you wish I can come for others' comfort, I will come. But I want him to be there. Otherwise, the whole session looks without any energy. And then Ari also drops. And some new people have joined. But the possession, this is what a difference between a Sotāpanna and a Sakadagami. That the Sotāpanna is possessive. Whereas Sakadagami, when he reaches, he leaves that possession because he's in jhana. He's established first jhana. So the possession automatically drops off. So the savitakka savichara happens, the vitakka vichara is gone. The worldly vitakka vichara is on these 8 worldly dhammas. So it drops off. So, if I have practiced correctly, then the time I left Shaniel or Bobby in April, and that's it. That means once they drop me at the airport, Bobby and Marin, that's it, done. No more remembrance. Not that I shouldn't like them, but it is danger. It's asada. See this fun. It is karma, right? It's kama sukha. Being with Bobby and Marin and the children, etc., is a kama sukha, actual kama sukha. It's sukha, but it's kama sukha. It's not niramisa sukha, it's samisa sukha. So now the problem is I am being separated out of people whom I love. Appiyehi sampayogo dukkho, piyehi dukkha, piyehi vipayogo dukkho. So now this vipayoga is happening. So in the airport at Brisbane, Bobby and Marin are saying bye-bye, and I'm checking on them and also and in the security. Okay, this is part 1. Part 2, January. Shane is also there, he is dropping, and these guys also there, they're dropping and gone. Same. experience is absolutely the same. So the Vipa Yoga is happening. If Vipa Yoga happens, it immediately creates suffering. That's why it is called dukkha. The only thing I can do now till I catch my flight from Sydney to Bangalore is to remember the first day to the last day. That's what I can do. So what do I do now? Earlier, at the time of the Buddha, they didn't have these pictures to be taken, photographs. Now you have pictures and videos and all that. So you can collage, you can look at it, you can highlight it, you can do this, that, you can chat. It's another thing. So from the flight from Brisbane to Sydney, I can keep on chatting with Bobby and Marin, making jokes, fun, etc., etc. So I forget all about not being with them. But at least I can read what they're writing. And let's say Bobby sends a love symbol or heart symbol, and Marian also sends me one. Feels so happy, so relieved. But that is possession. It's basic possession. So I didn't see the adhinava, danger of karma. You're going to separate. So the day of death starts the day you land. So I landed on Brisbane on so and so date. So the exit is there. So when I landed on 30th of November, it was looking Jan 10th is a far away. Still 30th of November, should be 30th of December. But it caught up. So death catches up. That means death is not in death, it's separation, catches up. So now the Sakadagami knows, instead of he being taken out, why don't he give himself up? Everything that he possessed cannot be possessed. So he gives up. When he gives up, profit and loss is not there. So there's no profit of getting Marin or Bobby or Shaniel or anyone, because they don't exist in that way. So profit and loss is gone. If there's no profit and loss, then fame and defame makes no sense. Because only if there's profit and loss, then fame and defame make sense. If that is given up, then blame and praise, does it make sense? Doesn't make sense. And the last one, this Samisa Sukha has no its own existence. It exists on eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So he drops off. The very moment he is in first jhana. So now the mind latches on to the breath in place of objects. You got the point. It's not about how much can I sit on a couch or a cushion or whatever that is. It is how much can the mind be on the breath without any effort. If there is possession of something, it will be a challenge for the mind to do the breath watching and also be with the object, because either it has to give up the breath or the object. And since the habit has formed to take the objects, it cannot drop the breath, or it will drop the breath and hold to the object. So now there is a challenge, or there is a pain of sitting for 1 hour. And on top of that, I don't even know whether I'm a Sotāpanna. So it makes it even more complicated than being very easy. In fact, Buddha Dhamma is the most easiest of all the Dhammas, because it's only understanding the nature of things, nothing to do with any dogmatic viewpoints, and no traditions and nothing being there. It's very simple. Honestly, it's the most simplest, easiest, achievable thing. And hence, it follows smart, simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. You'll become an arhat in this life if you just follow the steps what Buddha mentions. Don't have to believe, rely on anyone. You don't even have to rely on your judgment. It will come. It's smart. Just write it down somewhere and work it out smartly. That's all. If you're dumb, no one can do anything, but hopefully you're smart, so should be able to do that. So follow the smart, simple, measurable, realistic, achievable, and timely. SMART. Anyway, coming back to this. Is the mind in first jhana? Yes, it is. In any given situation? Yes, it is. Because it's no longer possessing. Now, where does it say? Vivicheva kamehi. So you have secluded from sensual. Because I've seen the danger of sensual. It goes away, that's all. Nothing is anything there. It doesn't even stay. I drink coffee, just gone. I eat, just gone. January, December, November, I was with Bobby, flesh and blood. Now today we are in April. And they also did one retreat now. That's also gone. They planned on 3rd of April and 12th of April. Today we are 14th of April. Dead by 2 days. Now they have to look forward for another retreat. That's all. Which means this is the Kama Sukha. But a different kind of Kama Sukha, that's all. Still the attachment is there. So here, why Buddha says it's only one time, one existence? Because without possession, you can't come to the same world of existence. So you are cut off to that extent. And why does a Sotāpanna? He says 7 existence at the max. Because you have stopped repetition. And hence, it's very important for me to know whether I'm a Sotāpanna so that I can achieve the next one, which is Sakadagami. Okay. Assuming I have come to know what are the indicators of Sakadagami, there is some indication. The only indicator which is quite, what I can say, vivid and displaying is non-possessive attitude. Not that he has to force himself to be non-possessive. By nature, he is non-possessive. And anyone meeting him knows that he is non-possessive. He just works, does everything. At the end of the day, he swipes off everything. Okay. So it's very easy. Easy as in burden is not there. We are taking burden. That's the reason there is one sutta on burden itself. Bhara Sutta. It's burden, unnecessary burden. Every relationship is a burden because it doesn't stay. And no matter how much I try, it doesn't stay. A relationship with anything, be it a laptop, be it office, be it money, be it family, be it anything, doesn't stay. If it was staying, worth it to be associated with it. It doesn't stay. So I give up. So the bhara has come down. Weight, burden. In fact, another way of seeing dukkha is burden. It's not suffering. You're holding on to something which doesn't even exist. Or rather, I was holding on to something which never existed. So, makes no sense. And being a skeptic, being a pragmatic person or a rational person, and not dogmatic and very argumentative, getting into Sakadagami stage is such a eye opener because I don't like any traditions. I don't like any guru systems. I don't like anyone telling me that I need to go to this monastery or that monastery. And I start remembering I used to go to temples, I used to go to church, I used to go to this. They all are the same. This exactly dogmatism means 100% dogmatism. And I don't like dogmatism, the ritualistic. And I don't want it. Such a person being so humble on Buddha Dhamma means something has really stuck this person. It's not on followers of Buddha. It's on the Buddha itself and the Dhamma of that. Because he's experienced the Dhamma. And Dhamma is just the nature. It's nothing yours or mine or anybody's. And hence the possession is gone. Because he sees the fault line that the nature itself is non-possessive. So how can I possess something which by its own nature is non-possessive? Now here comes Panya at this stage, Sampanya. He could do it using the Pena Pindupama Sutta. Now he can see two sides of the coin, arising, ceasing, samudaya and attangama. So ahara samudaya, rupa samudaya, he now knows all beings. If he has to say, Bobby is living, Marin is living, Ashley and Annabelle are living, with whom he spent time, like me spending time with them, is basically food. I didn't spend time with Bobby. Actually, I spent time with food. It's a food. Because the Rupa is coming into existence out of food only. There's no person there. Then when I see Ashley, same thing. No difference. Annabelle, same thing. Marin, same thing. But for all the four of them, they require a shelter. And I am also requiring a shelter. Clear. Now, to cover these shameless parts, shameful parts, I require some clothing. And to ward off cold and dust and all that, or heat, whatever it is. I require some fan or air conditioner, etc. So there's nothing special. It's just to take care of the conditions. If the condition is warmer outside, you require a fan. The conditions are cold outside, you require a heater. That's it. Not that you should or shouldn't. That makes no sense now. What's the thing outside? It's cold. Warm clothing. How it is outside? Hot. Light clothing. Simple. And medicines. That's it. Four requisite. So what's there to possess? Nothing. Now he looks deeper. Ahara samudaya. Now you have to collect food, bring it, cook it, make it, eat it, excrete it. That's the process. The Bobby does it, Marin does it, Ashley does it, Annabelle does it, I do it. Exactly the same. Very good. Bathing, smelling, require bathing. Simple. Nothing special. So what is there to possess? It's nothing. No possession. So, nirodha, ahara nirodho, rupa nirodho. So now he knows if they stop eating, the body shrinks. Not that Bobby shrinks. Body shrinks. Not that Marin shrinks. Body shrinks. Same with Annabelle and Ashley or me. So it's body which grows, it's a body which shrinks. And that's it. Very nice. Come to the phassa, contact. Now he can see if tinna sangati phasso happens, then only there is something to experience. If one of them is removed, then there is no Vedanā feeling. There's no pleasant. There's no unpleasant. There's no neutral. Now he has stuck the cord. Here is where he has stuck it. Because Indriya Samvara requires removal of the symbolization and description. This is what creates the phassa, the contact point. What if I don't bring Bobby at all into my mind stream and I'm seeing only as ahara, food? So, phassa samudayo, Vedanā samudayo, phassa samudayo, sankhara samudayo, phassa samudayo, sannyasam, all the three requires phassa. If I remove the phassa, feeling, perception, and volitions, choices, will, etc., is evaporated. It's excellent. Etam santam, etam panitam is really excellent. Now I do another thing. The consciousness does not come at all. Meaning, consciousnesses Bobby and Marin and Annabelle, Ashley, Brisbane, etc. vanished. Why? What's the origin of Bobby? Mud. Good. That's all. What's the origin of Annabelle? Mud. So what do you take in mud? Nothing. So what do you give in mud? Nothing. So where does the body go? Mud. Simple. And every day it is going to mud through potty. So now this is very clear. So on one side he is non-possessive, on the other side he is on jhana. So he is either in first jhana or on second jhana, if not on third. And hence Moggallana says that Tunni Bhava means second jhana, because this is when the Sakadagami gets the fruit. He stops talking. Avitakka avichara happens. What is there to talk on mud? No description. Nana Byanjana Grahi Hoti. It's not there. There's nothing to describe. What is there to describe? And there is nothing to describe there. So there is nothing to associate also as a symbol. So he lets go of Bobby family completely till he meets them again, if he meets. Otherwise, is blanked out. At that very moment, he sees dissolution of raga, dvesha, and moha, which is nibbana. So he's seen nibbana again, but this time far more longer than the first one as a Sotāpanna. But the mind knows how to get into nibbana. That's the beauty. It knows. That's a knower. It knows. And he comes to the third one because of this breaking away of Kamachanda Vyapada or Abhijja Vyapada. The progress is really fast now because he has already diminished it and hence called once returner. Now he becomes non-returner to this existence because you require two things to exist. One is a will of existence in Kamaloka. Right? So it's Kama. So out of the three, Ruparaga, Aruparaga, Kāmarāga. Kāmarāga is gone. And now he is residing in first and second jhana. Now slowly coming into the Anagami stage, he is in fourth jhana, third and fourth. And when he attains fourth jhana completely, it takes him out of the fourth jhana into the fifth one, which is Akashanchayatana. He can now let go of the body itself. And now he knows what Buddha calls that it is an illusion. And the body was an illusion. Hence he says, Rupa Anicca. Now he knows, passed away. Right? It passed away. And the body being there, the feelings, the associated body is no longer there. So Vedanā Anicca. The perception of what he was carrying this body all along is gone. Saññā Anicca. And the sankharas he was, volitions of the body is not there. So, sankharas are anicca. And the vijnana, the consciousness of that body thing is no longer accessible. So the sukha, what he got now is niramisa sukha and niramisa upekha. Upekha means equanimity. And that's his landing place now because it has cut off kama. Kāmarāga Paṭigha is not there. Right? So beyond this point, he's either in fourth or in ninth, never being in lower stream of kama. Is cut off. So then what happens? The seventh, sixth and seventh jhana becomes child play, which was looking daunting when he was trying to do it as a Sakadagami, is now a 5-year-old child building Lego toys. Or another good example, a 30-year-old doing Lego toys. It's so easy. But a 5-year-old with the Lego toys has to think a lot. A 30-year-old doesn't have to think a lot. Right? He knows how to do it. Anyway, coming back to this, is that the sixth jhana, especially sixth, infinite consciousness, is a beautiful. All along, he was thinking consciousness is something. So now he sees this as consciousness of space. That means if space is infinite, how much the consciousness should be? Equivalent to that. So he says infinite consciousness. All along, he was saying finite because of the rupa, nothing else. This material body was constricting the vijnana to make it this much space, so that much consciousness, right? So I can be only conscious of this surrounding, that's it. It's my body, so it's my eyes, my ears, my nose, like that, and then this much only. And now my cognition is infinite. Why? How big is the space? So much is the consciousness. This big is a space. So much is a consciousness. Can I be conscious of other things? No. This much. And hence, it's caught up. Everyone wants freedom, if you ask me. Actually, everyone wants freedom. The suffering is because this one, this constricts. And hence, how can you call this rupa to be yourself? That's what Buddha is asking. How can it be yourself? Vilas, how can be you? Because vilas is an illusion called for this body. It's gone. Now what happens? If the space is infinite, so the consciousness is infinite. If space and consciousness are infinite, is there anything of an object to be held in the consciousness? No. So akincha ayatana, nothingness. There is no thing there. That means consciousness doesn't hold anything. It's nothing. So in nothing, what is there to perceive? Nothing. So the consciousness loses ability to perceive. And that not being there, it comes into neva sanya, neither perception nor non-perception. It's a most peaceful state of existence. So the mind knows it can go to rupa, it can go to arupa at will. So now it can come back to first jhana, go to 8th jhana, come to first 8. Just like a 30-year-old playing with the Lego toys. So now it can build this, break it, something else like that. No longer interested in Kāmarāga. It, in fact, makes him feel disgusting. That's the reason he uses the word jiguccha, disgust. It's indeed disgust. What would you do with a pound of flesh? What will you do? That's it. That's all what it is. So, doesn't. Now comes the turning point of being an Anagami. Is since there is no symbolization, there is no experience, shut down, happens. That means the consciousness is now in a state of suspension. And that state is Nirodha Samapatti. You have landed in Nirodha, cessation. Why? There's no input. It's blank. So what's the point in having this consciousness doing something there? Nothing. So sanya is gone because neva sanya. So then the sanya is not there. What is there to feel? Because with perception only you can feel something, some object you can feel, and it is giving you happiness or sadness or whatever based upon the perception. If there is no perception, how can there be a feeling independent of perception? It's not possible because there's no contact. Contact creates feelings and perception. So when the contact is cut off, can there be a feeling and perception? And hence, he reaches Anagami. Now he can practice this at will. It's not about sitting, it's not about standing, it's not about walking, it's not about lying down, it's not about anything. It's being in samprajnata or sampajanana. That is, you only have to require one state, that is sapaya, which means suitability. So Aninja Sappaya Sutta MN 106 teaches step by step on how to come out of Mara, which is Kamaloka, and escape into Rupa and Arupa Loka while you are here. Here means in this existence. And when you do that, you know you're an Anagami. And it works wonders. The first step itself, he says how to do it. It's very nice. But you need to consistently do it. Not just read it. Not just try to understand it. You have to do it. So only one thing you need to catch is sapaya, suitability. For something to be suitable, something should have a purpose. So if you believe that Sotāpanna itself has no purpose, I don't want to have a purpose, it's as good as saying that I don't have sampajanya. I don't know what to say to those people who tell me that they are not interested to know they are Sotāpanna or not. That means they don't know the purpose and they don't know the suitability. What stupid is that? And Indriya Gochara, where the senses are going, they just don't know. And are they in asammoha or moha? They don't know. Oh, if somebody explains me like this, it's fun. That they're already blind and they're following somebody who is more blind than them. Because if they were to go to some retreat, they had to ask that teacher, what's the purpose? If the teacher says, I don't know, even you don't know, I don't know, both don't know. Okay, great. What's the suitability of this? What is suitable? I don't know what you're talking. Great. Third, Indriya Gochara, where the Indriyas are going. How do you teach me that? I don't know. Very good. So will it lead me to asammoha or moha? There's a difference between the two. Asammoha means you will get to see the reality. Moha means you would like to go there again and again. Or you would like to do the same thing again and again, whatever you are doing, even if not in retreat. But you would like to do it again and again, which means moha. So it beats sati sampajanya. It means end game. Okay, so we need to see clearly through the 15 steps formula. And in that, in 5 parts, starting with sila, samatha, jhana, vipassana, shunyagara. These 5 has to be achieved after Sotāpanna. So the first thing I need to ask is Sataka, Sappaya, Indriya Gochara, then the Asammoha, non-delusion, and then follow. Because Sotāpanna is just a stepping board, or whatever you can say, into the Dhamma. Anagami is the end of the teaching, training, because now Adi Sila was done as Sotāpanna. Now Adi Chitta completes in Anagami. Arhat is Adipanya. That's the end of it. So we are done with this series of complete step by step by step. And tomorrow onwards, we will take whatever we do in the class here, and we'll do the samatha. We start from samatha from tomorrow. So we'll do it. Any questions? All good? Then let me head to, oh yeah, go ahead.
One quick question.
Yeah, you can be quick or slow, doesn't matter.
Yeah, so you've mentioned that without possession, this Sakadagami cannot return to the same existence. That's the sentence you said. So my question is, which existence? Does that mean he will not return to?
Only one, right? Only one existence. Otherwise, I have 7 existence.
But he probably won't be in the same family because he's let go of these people.
Yes. So there is in one sutta where he says kolan kola eka biji, like that. So you have to go through that sutta, which gives you perfect clarity on what in the Sotāpanna stage there are 3 types of that 7, and one kula to another kula, kolan kola, and eka biji. And then there is non-returner. Okay, then there is different categories of anagamis, right? So then he gets extinguished of landing, before landing, and after landing, after some time, like that. So we need to look at that. It means consciousness gets established there and it burns for a while. In the case of Sakadagami, what I meant is that existence means what? Starts to burn somewhere, right? And the simile what Buddha uses for consciousness is fire. Where it is profoundly explained, it is in Maha Tanha Sankhaya Sutta, where he explains 6 fires. So just don't forget, Vijnana, perfect simile is fire. In fact, in many suttas of Vachagotta, he uses the same example to drive the point that consciousness is like a fire, like a spark. It can land somewhere. So now in this particular case, Ariu, is that when this 8 worldly dhammas are not there, the fire is not there to continue in Kamaloka that much. So it gets into one existence only. Yes.
So I guess, yeah, because earlier I was having a doubt because you said that the first and second jhana will be mostly established. So I was curious, and why would they be returning to Kamaloka at all? I guess it's a very high percentage established.
No. I think you missed the point. It's like this. Yes, they are in that, but they still have Kamachanda and Vyapada, right? They have not extinguished that. So because of that, they come back to this existence because the landing point should be fourth jhana, not 1 and 2.
Oh, so I guess they're in 1 and 2. They're always burning off defilement, but they haven't burned off so much. They're in fourth. Hence, they have to come back and keep burning.
Upekha only makes it a state when you don't have any fuel for Kāmarāga and Paṭigha. Yes, Bobby.
Vilashi, in terms of Sakadagami and Anagami, can you please explain the preference for the food and the anger? I think we have discussed this before, and I also heard from Shiniel that this preference of food will be still there for a Sakadagami.
Yes,
but that craving will be very greatly reduced.
Yes.
But and the other one was anger, that violent anger or shouting will not be there, but there is agitation is there.
Yes, so, there is irritation, agitation is going to be there. See, let us understand this anger. It's fire, right? Rage is the highest of the anger, correct? So let's look at from the below to the top. The most below is what? Irritation. Okay, it's just like somebody has scratched the wound like this, something, and you rub it off and not much, right? But you keep on scratching it, then it. So as long as the person is not scratching him all the time, the irritation will not turn itself into agitation. So the person gets agitated. Now there's agitation. So at a Sakadagami stage, the agitation is going to be there. So he either gets irritated or gets agitated, but he doesn't take to the third one, which is anger. Because it's like somebody pouring salt on his wound, let's say. How can that won't be there? That would.
But violent reaction and all those things will not be there, and holding on to that and all will not be there.
No, right? Will not be there. In fact, if he raises his voice, he'll suddenly bring it down. It's not okay. It's fine. So he is irritated, agitated. You can see that he's irritated, absolutely irritated and agitated. Now, we can also find out, okay, somebody is crossing the line. Should he talk to him in his not harsh, very loud voice? Yeah, he can. There's nothing which stops him, but there's no anger. There's no anger, there's no rage.
Inside, a lot of maybe pretending or awareness.
You need to do that. Let us say it's just like there's a dog which is chasing you. You have to use something to not make the dog chase you. In the same way, somebody's chasing you and is shouting things at you. You can't be just standing there and watching like in the office. So you have to do some work, and your employee or your subordinate is not working. So you have to threaten that person. You're not threatening him personally. You're threatening from the organization perspective. You have to do that. But there's no earlier, he was having anger. He was angry. That means even after that thing has happened, the whole day has made him feel angry about him.
Mm-hmm. You'll hold on to for a long time.
Yes. So let's say I shout at my colleague who is supposed to, today's a deadline, and in another 2 hours time, we're supposed to go live. And he's casual. He say, "Hey, Vilas, how are you? All good?" And I say, You're supposed to give this. What happened? And then there's argument. Okay. But that's it. After that drama is over, you're back. And in fact, we both can go to coffee. Right.
What if the other person holds?
Let him hold. That's not my problem, right? He is going to hold.
So if you invite for a coffee, he won't come, right?
Let him not come. It's fine. But I don't have an ego not to call him.
Yeah.
And that's the reason every time Lata used to say that I don't have an ego, because I can gel with anyone. You give me any idiot, I can work with him. Because I know how to take him around. And see, some are cows and some are something, some are whatever, jackals and lion, all of that. So you know how to take them to circus, right? So basically you just do that. Whereas a Sotāpanna gets not only angry and irritated, the only thing is left there is rage. In the rage, he's going to kill someone. That is gone. There's rage.
Yeah.
That's not there. But anger is anger. And this takes the same amount of time as a normal person for him to get out of angry mood. That means it might take him full day or next day and like that as a Sotāpanna, because he holds on to it. There's possession. Whereas in the case of an Sakadagami, there's no possession. What is he possessing there? Nothing. So as soon as that person goes away, it's gone. Right? So he's irritated. Absolutely, he's irritated. I can assure you, that person, if a Sakadagami, he's irritated. You can look from his face that is irritated. If an Anagami sees a Sakadagami, he knows this guy is irritated. And he can ask, why are you irritated? No, I'm not irritated. That itself shows that he's irritated.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he's agitated. And after some time, he cools down. Whereas Anagami, there's no irritation at all. Who like cucumber? Because there's no Kāmarāga. So if there is no Kāmaloka, how can somebody be irritated? Because he's always in 4 jhana. So what Shaniel has said is right. That's how it works. I can see that when I and he were there, we can see each other. We are totally, I've told you many times, we're two different people and you've seen it yourself. We don't gel. We don't, literally, if you put it on a normal plane of existence, we don't gel at all. Because his ideas are totally different and my ideas are totally different. Only because of Dhamma, we could stay together for more than 40 plus days. It's amazing.
Yeah. Amazing. He was actually in this retreat, he was very totally different person, very serious, not talking, nothing, so even why I asked this question also, once he was saying this body language, your facial expression changes, if you are a little bit irritated, so you can notice that, this person is a little bit agitated, irritated. So with the body language, actually you don't have to do physical action.
No, that face itself shows up. Eyes.
Yeah, some slight stretching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can you also tell about that food, Vidashi? Food.
Food preference. As a Sakadagami, there's no food preference. I mean, a little bit of food preference would be there. Not unlike like a Sotāpanna. Like you take this example, like, if I was a Sotāpanna and you give me idlis, I love it.
Give me?
Idlis, I love
Idlis.
it.
Yes.
That's my favorite, right? So Sotāpanna. Nothing wrong with it. But you can know that he's a Sotāpanna. He has preference, strong preference. Sakadagami, less preference, but same idli. If he's idli, he's happy. If no idli, not happy. Now, Anagami, there's nothing called idli and all of this. What about an arhat? It doesn't matter what you feed. Right? So it goes down and down and down as they go up, and it becomes stronger and stronger as you go down. Now you might ask this question, then why were you eating curds or this and that? Just an argument's sake. Let's look at that. it is on the dietary problem rather than the preferential problem. That means, let's say if I don't get it, like I started eating wheat bix and that's it over. It didn't do anything to my constipation, and then I didn't have any complaints after that. Should I still go back and cook poha or that and this and so many different kinds? So then you can look at the preference. Yes, there's preference or there's no preference. And somebody can be very jovial and yet be very serious inside. Somebody can be very serious outside, but very jovial inside. That's just a very weirdest situation you can ever come up in life, especially with Shani. He's very outwardly is very withdrawn, but inwardly is very soft person actually.
No, I totally agree with that. This is the observations I was also making. So it is not fair to judge anyone.
Yes,
when
it's
they
not
grow
fair
higher.
at all. It's not fair. Like I love to involve with everyone, but not associate with anyone internally. But I'm with everyone. I want everyone to be happy. So I'm making sure I do something to them or whatever it is. I go out of the way to do. If it is Shaniel, he will never go out of the way. He would, okay, you don't want to come, don't come. I don't care. But internally, he has a lot of metta. So I can misunderstand Shaniel completely if I don't know what is he doing. Since I know what is he doing, I have no issues. But otherwise, a normal person wouldn't really understand. Either he will think Shaniel way of living is the best way of living, or he will think the way I am living is the best way of living. But he would be completely wrong.
Yes.
So,
also, these habits, even though if you go further, these habits of, maybe eating and, your way of behaving.
That will remain.
Continue.
That will remain. That's the reason I said further trains will not be there, but whatever you carried so far as a burden, that is going to be there. So anybody can go back and see, oh, you are doing all of this. Yeah. Yes, true. That's true. Yes. That's all what it remains in the water. It's dirty water. Yes, you can see it. Yeah, the dirt is there. Yeah, I'm not closing up the track saying that there's no dirt. There is a lot of dirt.
But we'll go live with the final parinibbana.
No, that doesn't continue at all, right? So now you're given up. So there's nothing to continue. Like in the case of Shaniel, he has done so many things in his past. So then it doesn't latch on to him because he's given up. So same way of mind. So in fact, he has his own habit patterns. He says that he will say, I'll do this, but he will do it at his own time frame or whatever he thinks, which I would call that you are promising and no, you're not delivering. But that's his habit. It's fair. As long as he knows what is he doing, it's fair.
Yeah.
But I can't hold on to him saying that, hey, you promised me, you didn't do it. That means you are a liar, you're a cheat or whatever it is. And then that looks stupidity of mine because it's his habit. That's going to be there. He can't change that habit. And he's very meticulous in his way he does. Like even the dishwashing, he would like to see, he will find a spot and he'll clean it and all that. So that's his... Yeah, he could have given that up, saying that, let him not clean so much. So like that. So there were difference between of how he would do it. And I think the whole retreat, like you rightly said, would be most serious retreat ever had.
More serious than Goenkaji retreat.
Yes, yeah, agreed.
Very serious.
Harry would have committed suicide there.
I think so.
He would.
We were having 3 hours continuous sittings. He told, don't, you sit there, that's it. You can move, but sit there. So nobody moved. It's actually good, like one way, to get that into some kind of, I liked it, but, because the way when the pain comes and all, when you move or take the breaks in Goenkaji's things. But here, since we are all from Goenkaji styles, we could stay with that. And it helped me, like when I come back also, those things it's becoming easy to be aware and everything. So I think everything has its benefits.
Yes. Good. Okay, good. Then I need to head to that meditation place where Vrinda and her sister are there. So,
Oh, Vrinda is there. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Good.
Chirag might go today, I think.
Chirag would have left already, right? He's messaged that yesterday he was starting.
Is he gone yesterday?
He should have
Or
gone
today?
yesterday.
Maybe
As per
today
the
morning.
message, he says
Today morning.
yesterday.
He said,
Because yesterday evening I saw him within the group meditation.
He was there?
So maybe today morning. Yeah.
Oh, this morning.
Yeah, this morning.
This morning, Australia.
Australia, yeah.
Ah, okay. That's fine. Fair. Good. He's back and wife is here, so let's fun.
It's with both are with separate teachers, now.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Good
Thank
day.
you.
Yeah, thank you. And Bob, you can call me anytime. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.